What's up, everyone? So, this is the. Let me spell that right there. Anyways, this is the SimCity project parallel lines portion of the project. Teach you how to make perfect parallel lines. Of course, you know parallel lines, they never touch. When you do your poster, you cannot do lines that are horizontal like this. You can't. There are no horizontal, no vertical lines. If these make perpendicular lines, and they're not accepted on your project. You're going to get docked tremendously for that. First, what you're going to get is this. You get this graph paper when you walk in. I'd say you get maybe 6 of them to start off. And if you notice here, these are the perfect squares, these are not. So you're going to have to trim it. Cut it right here. Cut it perfectly straight. Cut all this off. Over here on this side as well. Cut all that off. Make sure you cut it nice and straight. Now you screw it all up. Cut all this off. And then you're left with only the big squares. So I would say you do that for about 6 papers right off the bat. Cut it nice. Cut it neat. And then you're going to go to your poster board. Say this is your poster board. You're going to start pasting them on there. Like, let's say one paper does this. And it has, lines on here. And then you glue another one on here. And you keep on going until the whole thing is filled up. However many it takes. You just keep cutting them, paste them on here. Now, if you come over here and some comes off the edge, then you're going to have to trim it. The paper. Over here as well. If you put here and the paper comes off the edge, then you trim this off, obviously. So the first thing you're going to have to do when you come to class is trim this paper. I'd say about 6 to start off with. Paste it on your big project. And your big poster board, and trim it all down. When you are complete, done doing that, you'll have your big poster. And then you will have all the lines on here straight. With all the papers are going to be pasted on here. Nice and neat. And they're all going to be the same size. Now this is just a rough example. Yours is going to be much bigger than this. So in my example, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have an 8 by 5. I have 8 by 5. Alright? That is the amount of squares, the length by the width of your actual poster board. So once you have this done and you tell me these numbers and I look at it and everything's good to go, you're going to get this paper. And then once you get this paper, it's your rough draft. It's your mini poster board. That way you don't start making lines all over the poster board and screw everything up. Now for me, I have an 8. Well, that's not right. An 8 by 5. That is mine. I have an 8 by 5. Yours is going to be much bigger than that. So that means here I would cut out 8 of them and only do 5 here. 8 by 5. And I would cut this out. For you it's going to be much bigger. But once you have this number to match, we can get working on this. So once you cut it out to what you need to be, 8 by 5, yours might be, 30 by 20, whatever it's going to be, you count them, 30 by 20, and you cut it out. Once you do that, so then once you cut out just the piece that you need, you're going to go to your rough draft, which should be done already, and you're going to look at the paper. Does your paper have 1, 2, and 1, 2, 3 lines. If that's the case, then you need to make sure that these 2 lines and these 3 lines fit on this paper perfectly. In other words, you do not want to come over here and make lines like this. And you're like, oh sir, the third one doesn't fit. Like it's gonna come like this. That's not gonna work. You understand? That's why we do this. And then it can't be like, oh look sir, 1, 2, and then my third one's over here. That's not gonna work as well. Each line has to be perfectly measured, the same distance apart. And this is where it's gonna get difficult for each of you, because every group's gonna have different slopes, slope. Remember what slope is? The rise over the run. I'm just gonna do a simple 3x2 and fit it on here. If you have more lines or if it looks different, then you have to change it up. It's different for everyone. Let's see. I'm gonna start right here. This corner. And if you pick a number, like let's say we rise 1, 2, 3. So I'm gonna rise 1, 2, 3. I'm gonna rise 3 and run 1, 2, 3, 4. And then up 1, 2, 3 over 1, 2, 3, 4 again, just so I can make my line. If you notice, I can't use that number. 3 over 4 is not going to work, because if I try to do another line, it's not going to. I have too much empty space here. My line needs to be more, what do you call it? It has to have a higher slope, if that makes sense to you. This line is very steep here. This line is not very steep. I need my line to look a little bit more like this, to go up more, not to be so slanted. So to change everything, the slope must be totally different. So let's change the 3 over 4 to something else. So I'll start here again, and let's go up, I don't know, 5 and over 1. Up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 over 1. So I rose, whatever, rise over run. I went 5 and 1. Up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 over 1. Well, that would work. If you don't like that, you could try 5 over 2. That'll be a different line. That might work even nicer, actually, to be honest. So let's do the 5 and the 2. Let me try that real quick. So even I'm just doing trial and error. That's what you're gonna have to do. Up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Up 1, 2. Right there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2. That might work. Maybe the 5 over 1 will be better. Beats me. Anyways, once you have the line that you like here, you decide. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. I need to have 3 lines here. So I'm going to space them maybe about 5. So here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So another one, I'm going to put another line here somewhere. So starting here, we'll go up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 over 1, 2. Up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 over 1, 2. And we make another line. And since I skipped 1, 2, 3, 4 on the 5th one, we do it again. 1, 2, 3, 4 on the 5th one. It's the same space in between here. So we go up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 over 2. up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 over 2. Then I have 2 lines. Now these lines can go side to side, that's no problem here. These have to be at least slanted. So I can just do a line here. And I can skip, I don't know, whatever you want, 5, 6. Just make sure you have enough room to do all your buildings. Once you have it complete on this rough draft, then all you're going to do is copy this exact thing onto your actual project, onto your actual poster board. Copy with pencil, use the yardstick or the meter stick, trace it with a marker, and then you keep, and then you go. And then you get to find out just how much room you have here in these corners. If they're too small, then you can't make your buildings very big. If you have plenty of room here, then you can make your buildings very big. And here too, what happens if there's not enough room here for you to put 2 buildings, but you have 2 buildings on your rough draft? Then you need to fix it. Like these lines here, we could have spaced them out a little bit more had I wanted to. Instead of spacing by 5, I could have spaced by 6 or 7 and make my 3rd line more over here. That's why we keep doing this, trial and error, until you finally get it right. It's going to take time. I hope you have a pencil, and finally, hopefully, someone in the group, because you're all going to work on this, and someone in the group will finally get it correct. So, get to class, get this paper, start cutting it out, paste them on your actual poster board. Then you get this paper, cut out only the piece that you need, that you got from your poster board, the numbers that you need. Then you can start working on the rough draft and make sure that it matches your rough draft that you have. Your draft may look like something like, I don't know, like that. And if it looks like that, then you need to do something completely different than this. So I don't know, it just depends on your rough draft. Everyone's gonna have something different. So I don't know. And yeah, that's about it. Laters.